Hunter Biden is back in court facing some serious charges as a judge unravels his plea deal. The government might be taking UFOs seriously. As Congress holds a hearing looking into the unexplained, lines are getting blurred between the virtual world and reality.
My experience of sexual harassment in the metaverse is the very tip of the iceberg.
As experts look into new forms of harassment, these stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray.
And I'm Kenya Cardone. Today is Thursday, July 27th of 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Miami-Dade's mayor fills in holes over her call with police director Freddie Ramirez as he recovers from self-inflicted gunshot wounds. As Miami-Dade Police Director Freddie Ramirez continues recovering from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, Miami-Dade County Mayor Danila Levine Cava is shedding more light on that situation.
In a press conference yesterday, the mayor said Ramirez is gaining strength and she's optimistic about his recovery. She also shared that Ramirez called her around 8:30 p.m. on Sunday after a dispute with his wife in Tampa. A short time later, authorities confirmed that Ramirez shot himself.
I had a very brief conversation with the chief at around 8:30 p.m. He was very remorseful, and I reassured him that we would talk the following morning. He told me he was driving back to Miami at that time, and I told him we would talk the next day further.
Ramirez is still in the hospital where he is continuing to recover. For the time being, Cava has appointed Deputy Director Stephanie Daniels as interim director.
New video has been released of Miami Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill's altercation at a Miami-Dade marina. Hill was accused of assaulting a marina worker in June, but he won't face any criminal charges. The NFL is still conducting an investigation on the incident, meaning Hill could still face football-related punishments. The alleged victim will not pursue any further legal actions against Hill.
This morning, a missing woman is presumed dead after a boat fire incident. She's been identified as Linda Vela of St. Petersburg, Florida. The cause of the early Wednesday morning blaze remains under investigation by authorities. By the time the fire rescue crews arrived, the boat was fully engulfed in the flames. Officials are still working on locating Vela.
This morning, Delray Beach Police Department is asking for the community's help after releasing pictures of the luggages that were found waiting in the water containing the remains of a woman. Pictures show a purple Palm Springs Ricardo Beverly Hills bag and also a green and black polka dot Charlie Sports bag. They also shared an artist rendering of how they believe the victim looked like and what she was wearing. Police are asking anyone with information to contact the Delray Beach Police Department.
Immigrant communities in Florida are facing new challenges. As Caplin's Valeria Ulmos reports, the serious impacts of the state's new anti-immigration legislation.
In a state known for its diverse communities and vibrant economy, the anti-immigration law has stirred debates and raised concerns about its effects on immigrant families, businesses, and overall the job market. Florida has always been a sanctuary for immigrants, but now it looks like things might just take a turn. We speak to South Florida immigration lawyer Hector Benitez about how people are acting out of fear due to the vagueness of the law and its terms and conditions.
You are acting like with total blindness in any scenario, whether it's working, whether it's studying, whether it's just transporting family, relatives. And again, it has deterred a lot of people from continuing working in any sector of the economy, whether it's construction, farmlands, whether it's agriculture, whether it's roofing.
In the wake of this law, countless individuals find themselves in a state of uncertainty, seeking legal assistance to preserve the life they know and love here in Florida.
I have seen an increase in the people who are seeking for help that probably they were in the shadows. That's something that I must recognize because, of course, they don't want to leave Florida. Probably they have established here their businesses or their families.
Recent developments surrounding the law have revealed an unexpected twist, as even some Republicans are expressing regret over their decision to sign this legislation.
Managed to obtain these videos from a town hall in which Republican lawmakers who voted for this bill said that they acknowledged that there's harm being done, acknowledged that there are worker shortages in various sectors.
Yep.
And they were begging these immigrants to stay. I've been working at this for a number of years now. And I think this is the first time that we've seen like the media and journalists really just take a good angle on this law. You know, a lot of the coverage has been on the impact of people and the impact on the economy, really just nailing down what the law does. And not just, again, regurgitating the talking points of the politicians that passed this law.
As we move forward, it is essential to recognize the resilience and contributions that these communities who have played a vital role in shaping the state's growth and prosperity. Only the future will tell us what's to come for Florida's economy. For Caplin News, I'm Valeria Ulmos.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is on the job today despite a health scare yesterday. McConnell, who is 81, froze mid-sentence during a news conference yesterday in what appears to be a pattern in his health decline. Sources close to the lawmaker says this comes after McConnell suffered at least 3 falls this year. McConnell later said he felt lightheaded and was fine.
A plea deal between the Department of Justice and Hunter Biden is falling apart today after his first court appearance. President Biden's son was in court yesterday facing federal tax charges following a probe by the Department of Justice. The hearing on those charges ended with an expected plea deal that is now on hold. Upon the deal collapse, Biden now enters a non-guilty plea.
Hate and harassment can be a traumatizing experience for many victims, both in person and online. But what if the harassment spread onto other platforms like the metaverse? That was the case in 2021 with metaverse researcher Nina Patel. The network's Carlos Carrillo has more on this story.
30 seconds of being in the communal area, I had 3 male avatars come towards me and start verbally harassing me and sexually harassing me.
In 2021, researcher Nina Patel published a blog post detailing her experience of sexual harassment in the metaverse. Since then, she says she's received death threats and hateful messages.
They were relentless in following me and were very quick to stay very close to my avatar to be able to, continue the verbal and sexual harassment.
Hate and harassment can be traumatizing for many victims online. But what happens when the harassment follows you to the metaverse? An online space where the lines between the virtual and offline world are meant to be blurred.
My experience of sexual harassment in the metaverse is the very tip of the iceberg. I know that many women have experienced some form of misogyny through digital experiences and now in the 3D metaverse as well. So I know I'm not alone.
Callum Hood is the head of research at the Center for Countering Digital Hate. His team studies and monitors online hate and misinformation. But the metaverse, he says, possesses its own unique challenges. Callum and his team recorded hours of interactions in the metaverse and found that in VR Chat, one of the most popular social VR apps, an incident of harassment occurred roughly every 7 minutes. VR Chat told CNN they have put measures in place to address harassment such as personal space tools. The company told CNN, "We're working hard to make VR Chat a safe and welcoming place for everyone. Predatory and toxic behavior has no place on our platform." For Caplin News, I'm Carlos Carrillo.
2 firefighters passed away in the line of duty at a cargo ship fire in New Jersey. But as Caplin's Juliana Restrepo reports, conflicting stories are being told.
I'm disheartened by them saying that we were extensively trained.
This coming from the president of the New York Fire Officers Union after the Public Safety Department stated, "Our firefighters are trained extensively and they use this training when responding to any alarm. They were specifically trained on shipboard incidents in 2014 and again on June 19 through 26, 2023.
The training only went out for an hour and a half. It was a tabletop exercise that basically just gave awareness."
At a press conference, we asked if we could obtain standard operating procedures for fighting ship fires.
There's a procedure for requesting information on training and that the police or the fire department may have.
The mayor said he'd have it sent out, but Chief Tarantino with the union says those documents don't even exist.
Shipboard firefighting training has never existed. I've been a firefighter for 34 years. There have been some tabletop exercises, and there were a group of guys, only 2 of which are still on the fire department, that went through training approximately 10 years ago. And so what are they going to give us? They're going to give you nothing.
This is Juliana Restrepo, Caplin News.
Good news for the Marlins as last year's Cy Young Award winner starts looking a little bit more like his old self.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
Do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
Yes.
UFOs are in the spotlight and the government is taking notice. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
An unusual push for more transparency from the government as they openly investigate the possibility of aliens. Today, the world gets a little closer to confirming proof of aliens as a congressional committee held a rare hearing on Capitol Hill on the subject of UFOs.
The hearing ended yesterday with both sides of Congress and witnesses pushing for more government transparency on this issue. Something's out there, we don't know what, and we ought to be concerned is the message from all the witnesses about unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAPs.
Do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
Yes. You're talking something that can go into space, go someplace, drop down in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants, and leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Backed with videos released by the government and their own first-hand observations of what are more commonly called UFOs, the 3 retired military men, 2 former Navy pilots and a former Air Force intelligence officer, described mysterious somethings with astonishing capabilities.
The Marlins are back home today with a win on their shoulders as they look to come back from a bad run of form. Pitcher Sandy Alcantara only needed 97 pitches to finish last night's game, the fewest pitches thrown by a starter in a 9-inning complete game this year. He only allowed 5 hits and 1 run, while the Marlins scored 7 runs. Second baseman Luis Arraez had 2 RBI, and shortstop John Birdie made his way around the bases 3 times to bring the final score to Marlins 7, Tampa 1. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
And the Marlins continue.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
So South Florida, as we sign off for the last time in our academic career, that's all the time that we have for Newsbreak. I'm Kenya Cardone.
I'm Amanda Gray. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.